I used to work as a delivery driver for a pizzeria and always enjoyed the night shifts. The city quiets down, traffic eases up, and there's less work. But one night, something strange happened. The order came in late, just 10 minutes before closing time. The address wasn't far, so I figured I'd make it. When I arrived, I noticed the house looked old and abandoned. I thought it was a prank, but I decided to call the customer anyway. The phone was picked up immediately.
"I'm on the first floor, come in,"
said the voice. There was something odd about it. The voice sounded distorted, as if someone was trying to sound younger. Cautiously, I entered the house. It was dark inside, so I had to turn on the flashlight on my phone. There was no one on the first floor. Then my phone vibrated. A text message from the customer.
"I'm on the second floor, come up."
What alarmed me was that the message came from a different number. I hesitated, wondering whether to go further, but decided to proceed. The door on the second floor was ajar. I walked in and saw a table set with 2 plates, 2 glasses, and candles, but no one was there. Suddenly, my phone rang. A third number.
"Did you like my dinner?"
I heard the same distorted voice. At that moment, I felt goosebumps on my skin and decided it was time to leave. As soon as I left the house and got into my car, I received another message.
"Don't leave, the pizza was wonderful."
Looking back, I saw a dark silhouette in the window on the second floor. I pressed the gas and drove away as fast as I could. The next day, I told everything to the manager, and we decided to check the database. There was no order for that address. The strangest part was that the security cameras showed me leaving the pizzeria but then disappearing from the screen for a few minutes, only to suddenly reappear back in the parking lot in front of the establishment. No old house, no extra miles on the odometer. A week later, I was switched to daytime shifts, and I forgot about the strange incident. But one evening, after work, I received a text message on my phone.
"The pizza was delightful. Looking forward to the next delivery."
The number was unknown. I scrolled through all the contacts, checked the pizzeria's database, and even contacted the mobile operator, but I couldn't figure out who that customer was. Now, I work at a different pizzeria in a different city, but sometimes, when I return home late at night, I feel like I see a familiar silhouette in the darkness. And every time I get a new order, I nervously check the address on the map, hoping it won't match the one that still lingers in my memory. It was one of those evenings when the world seemed peaceful and relaxed. I was home alone, binge watching a series and trying to kill time before bed. Glancing at the clock, I noticed it was almost 9 p.m. Why not order a pizza? I thought. The order was placed, and I was promised delivery within 30 minutes. Only 10 minutes had passed when I heard the doorbell ring. That was quick, I marveled. Opening the door, the pizza delivery guy stood before me, and something about him unsettled me. His eyes were nearly black, like 2 bottomless pits. He handed me the box and quickly left, but before leaving, he whispered,
"Enjoy your meal. I hope it's delicious."
Placing the box on the table, I opened it. The pizza looked fine, but something was off about the smell. It was almost metallic. Deciding not to take any risks, I left the pizza untouched. Minutes passed, and I started noticing oddities. First, the television turned off spontaneously. Then the room froze so much so I could see my breath. The last straw was when I heard footsteps on the second floor. I live alone. Deciding to find out what was going on, I slowly headed upstairs. Footsteps on the staircase seemed incredibly loud in the night silence. The door to my bedroom was ajar, and I heard some rustling. Opening the door, I saw the same pizza delivery guy. He stood before the mirror, holding what looked like my photo. "What are you doing here?" I yelled. He slowly turned around and smiled, his eyes twinkling with black light.
"Just checking everything is in order, Mr. Smith. I hope the pizza was delicious."
Before I could say anything, he vanished right before my eyes, leaving only the pizza box on my bed. I rushed to the phone and dialed the pizzeria's number.
"Hi, this is Marco's Pizzeria. How can I help?"
"I need to speak to your manager. I had a very strange delivery guy, and he..."
"Sorry, but we don't have delivery after 8 p.m. due to the quarantine. Are you sure you're calling the right place?"
My hands began to tremble. I hung up the phone and turned around to notice the pizza box on the table. It was open, and my photo lay atop the pizza with its edges cut, as if someone had snipped it from a larger piece of paper. Feeling the cold on my back, I realized that this night was far from over and perhaps would never end. Friday evening, after an incredibly long work week, I decided to unwind by ordering pizza and watching my favorite movie. I ordered from a new pizzeria. They had just opened and offered a discount. About 20 minutes went by, and I had almost forgotten that I ordered food when suddenly the doorbell rang. The pizza delivery guy stood at the door. Something about him was strange. He was constantly smiling and couldn't stay still. He was either hopping around or scanning the entrance hall's walls. With some confusion, I took the pizza, left a tip, and closed the door behind me. When I opened the box, I noticed a peculiar arrangement of peppers and olives in the center, which looked like a smiling face. Probably the chef's joke, I thought. I began eating, but my phone rang a few minutes later. "Unknown number," I answered, and a raspy voice on the other end said,
"Do you like the pizza?"
Recognizing the delivery guy's voice, I asked him in surprise how he got my number. He just laughed and hung up. Now, I was starting to get scared. I decided to check the rest of the pizza and found a small note under one of the slices.
"Watch yourself."
At that moment, the lights in my apartment went out. I tried to turn on my phone's flashlight, but it suddenly stopped working too. Then I heard a rustle in another room. Moving cautiously in the dark, I reached for the door and slowly opened it. The room was empty, but I saw a strange figure in the window. It was the same smiling silhouette from my pizza, drawn on the glass from the inside. And at that moment, the lights suddenly came back on. I rushed to the phone and dialed the police. When they arrived, they found no signs of a break-in. But one thing stunned me. When they checked the information about the pizzeria, it turned out that such an establishment did not exist. The website I ordered from had its last update several years ago, and there were no promotions or discounts. Since then, I've never ordered pizza for delivery again. But sometimes, when I'm home alone, I feel like a hair rustling in other rooms and a smiling voice whispering in my ear.
"Do you like the pizza?"